Hi everyone, welcome back to another stream. Hope you're all doing alright. Hi, Kilniath, Tycoon, Mist, Zale, Vumzel, hope you're all doing okay. So ignore the level of my hearing well. She's not as high as you think she is. So just before we get started, just a few things to cover. So as usual, the stream is live on YouTube and on Twitch. So on YouTube, you can get to my channel page. There should be a live tab and it should be on there. My Twitch is at SectionSkyly, so feel free to watch the stream wherever you want to. It's live on both simultaneously. Next, a PSO law video went live earlier today, which covers the rest of Central Control Area and the first part of the seabed. It's a very, very long video, so you might want to make sure you get a drink before you watch it. I apologise in advance. Yeah, I'm 197. Apparently. Not helped by the fact that we now have 200% experience. Just going to skip lobby. Hi, Parkins. Yeah, the experience has now gone up even more, so we're now at 200% experience. So, yeah, so the PSO video went live early today. There'll be a PSP2 video going live tomorrow for members, and then that'll go live to everyone else on Wednesday. I just want to let people know about the PSP2 video. I've mentioned this to my members already, but unfortunately part of the footage got lost for the video. So there is a very small sort of dialogue scene in part of the video, and my capture software crashed during it, and I've tried to salvage the video and couldn't. So that part of the video I've had to just skip past and then just sort of explain what's happened. There's nothing I can do about it, unfortunately. Thankfully, it was only a very minor part of the story, so it's nothing of great value lost, but just to make you guys aware when that does go live. 2.25 million experience on your end. I am at 3.5 million to next level, so I think you're still maybe a little bit ahead of me. I think you're at 197. Yeah, so the other thing is, yeah, we need to get more banners. So since the last stream, we have had more banners in the community. Because apparently that's what we do now. So Drac managed to get a Gizonde level 30 disc. Then a couple of days later got a Psycho wand, and then the next day got a red ring. Still have me beat for now. With the rate I'm getting experience on this character, I'm going to be 200 by the end of the week. As in next week. So yeah, we've got a few banners there. Also, Mist got a Grants level 30 disc, so that's another banner. I managed to get a Galatine yesterday, but I think it requires about 20 or more hit to be a banner, and mine doesn't have any hit on it, so no banner, but still a really nice drop. Hi, Vector. Nice pulls back to back. It's been ridiculous. I'd just like to point out, though, that for banners, the only banner I have had... Hi, Drac. The only banner I have had was on the very first day of the event where I got Heart of Samba Maracas, and that is the only thing I've got, and I gave it away. So on the subject of banners, if we just do /RBR. So the Ragdoll Boost Road has rolled over, because that still goes active. We've got Endless Nightmare 1, which is garbage. Penumbral Surge 6 and New Mop-Up Operation 5. Now, Penumbral Surge 6 is a tower quest with lots of Gigus. I'll have an easy banner with level 200 soon. That is a good point. Yeah, I will get a banner for that. It doesn't even feel earned, this one, though, honestly. With the amount of experience I'm getting, it just feels like a given. Hi, Zil. So, yeah, so... I would like to ideally run Penumbral Surge 6 if anyone wants to do it. It's a horrible quest though. I don't think it's as hard as Twilight Sanctuary, but it's still rough. Hey, Gentan. Oh, I see, someone's got a SJS sword already, so there's mine gone. So before we've even got started, the SJS has already left the building. Play a bunch of PS6 with Porkins, get all the banners. Going for the Hopium SJS run. We are going for the SJS run. Well, I'd like to think we are. The problem is I need 3 other people who want to do Penumbral Surge 6. Because the problem with Penumbral Surge 6 is it has 14 Epsilon and about 50 Ilgils in it. We've got 8 with Sky now. You can also get 4 Mile for support. Yeah, your 4 Mile is ridiculous now. You've got Solferino with Arrest Emerge, and I think we tested the Arrest Emerge with Tyrell's Parasol in a TTF run, and you could literally heal from another room. What a banner to not want to see at the minute. Yeah, I don't want to see anyone get SJS. No offense to everyone else, but I'm due. So, I mean, I can make a Skyly Ep 2 game to get us started. And if anyone wants to join for this absolute crap show of a quest, we can do it. Hi, Techium. It is a very busy lobby today, yeah. Can we fill it? I mean, we're probably not far off. Since there are no forces, like a full melee way. I like that we've got so many people in the lobby, but not one of us is a force. Actually, there was another banner as well. I thought, yeah, Vector got a Nuke 2000 Bazooka as well. I saw that this morning when I woke up. So congrats on that as well. Yeah, when I first started, it was kind of difficult to get a 4-player team, wasn't it? And now it's like multiple games. Which is great news. I mean, admittedly, a lot of that is probably because it's the anniversary at the minute and everyone is on PSO. Yeah, so we'll get started in a sec. Does that mean the community is getting bigger? I think it is, yeah. I mean, the Ephinea community at the moment is just big anyway because of the anniversary event. You get a lot of people that come back for the anniversary, and then quite often they'll leave after the anniversary ends. New highest tier of support, the Nug Club. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Come back, run forest only and leave. Yeah, we do need to talk about that because the way this event has been held, it hasn't worked. The idea is that you're meant to run a variety of the different quests because the point total is based on your lowest rank quest. But everyone is spamming forest. So the points aren't really going up very fast. Why did they leave? I think what happens is they come back, they use the increased drop rates and everything to find anything they can, you know, try and find all the Uber rares, and then after it they just leave because I guess they don't want to deal with the normal drop rates, or maybe just come back for their better chance. Lame. So what I'll do is, as usual with these games, if we just try and sort of rotate the people in the games, just so everyone has a chance to be in the parties. Yeah, I don't know how you want to split it. I would suggest that if we do Penumbral Surge 6, I think that one needs to be a good team. It needs to be, I would say at least, there needs to be a force in the team, I would say. At least one ranger, and probably all quite high level. The invisible Twitch chat. Yeah, again, unfortunately, yeah, that's the one downside of multi-streaming, is that I can't display both chats on screen. YouTube don't seem to have anything about you displaying Twitch chat, as far as I'm aware, but Twitch chat don't want you displaying YouTube. But then it's weird, like only putting the Twitch chat on the stream. That is the one downside of multi-streaming, really. We've almost got 3 full teams. We need team leaders. We need a delegate. Well, I will make one game for sure, because we're doing at least some SJS. Most browsers will let you open YouTube chat in its own window, though, by right-clicking this frame, open a new window. Yeah, that's one way you can do it. Or you can do what Tycoon just said on Twitch and come over to the dark side on Twitch. It's up to you where you want to watch it, though. Full disclosure, I have to say that. You can watch it on YouTube or Twitch and get the same experience. Hopefully that's enough to keep YouTube and Twitch happy. That light behind me is just a generic play icon. It doesn't mean anything. Pay it no heed. Pick me, I'm clean. Yeah, it's like everyone lining up, isn't it? Twitch is better though. Yeah, I mean, I prefer Twitch for some things, I prefer YouTube for some things. I think for me, I prefer, obviously, YouTube is great for having the videos on there. So I'm just going to make a game, because we're never going to resolve this otherwise. And we will literally spend the first hour of the stream trying to argue who's in which team. But I will just say, if you are joining my game, this is a very, very tough quest. Password to the games is always stream. So there is a Skylight Ep 2 game up for anyone who wants to try and hunt SJS. I can't even remember this quest, honestly. I have run it before, but it's been so long since I've done it. I know it's not as bad as Twilight, but I know it's still very bad. Also, yeah, quick gear update. I did a couple of days ago find a Monkey King bar with 25 hit untacked, and teched it up to 35 hit and 40 dark, and turned it into a Black King bar. So I have a really nice single target melee weapon now. You'll casually make it to the counter and see if it's full blood before you get there. Scotland playing as a controversial small raycast. Brave, very brave. Yeah, we'll see if anyone actually wants to join for Skylight PS6. Okay, Minsk's in. So I've got 3. So we could probably do with the Force for the 4th, ideally. But basically anyone who wants to suffer in this quest. Don't be a CLJ sword. Oops, someone got a platinum badge, which they could trade in for a CLJ sword. Ah, missed sin as well, cool. Yeah, so those platinum badges in themselves are extremely rare. And if you do manage to get one of those, you can exchange it in the anniversary shop for either a Lavis Cannon, a CLJ sword, a Handgun Gold, a Heaven Punisher, a Prophet of Mortab, or a Psycho Wand. Megid in this quest, it's Tower. I'll say no more than that. Darkfalls is the ultimate troll and anniversary at the minute. I've had a badge from Fault since the anniversary started. I've also had 2 photon drops and about 5 badges from gig use. Until it's serious because Mist took the limiter off. Yeah, full lobby, but everyone joins slow. The fear from the mission is real. It is a nasty quest from what I remember. So this one, Penumbral Surge 6. It was nice knowing you, everybody. So it's 173% rare drop and 225% experience. I mean, this is the start of the quest, you know something's not going to be good. Disable top floor effects. Nah. Yeah, I don't know why they teleport us like that. Just custom quest things. I'm assuming there's like some visual effect on the top floor. Have fun in tower, everyone. Let's see how long it takes before it all starts going horribly wrong. A single Gibbles, no problem. This BKB is so strong. You like the endless doors too. Yeah, for what it's worth, I do really enjoy Tower Shino. But it's definitely not a friendly area. Essentially, as a Hunuel here, you basically just spam demons on everything. Think he'll be more mature character. It's the same colour scheme, isn't it? Who said Penumbral Surge 6 was hard? Yeah, also we just have these here for some reason. Mince's intrusive thoughts got him. I'd like to think that he's just doing like a pro strat and just doing it to charge Photon Blast. Yeah, we're getting 1,300 experience from each Lily. Is that the strat for us to all just get crushed by this? I mean, I'll join in. Yeah, they actually do like no damage to the... Kind of annoying with those recons flying around because they just kind of get in the way of all the recon boxes. It does feel a bit in this quest like they've just kind of raided the game assets. They just stuck things everywhere. It's like these are obviously the terminal things from F1. I think it's from, is it Secret Delivery? Apparently there's some money in there. Oops, Scarn got a Yamigara suit. What should we add to this map? Just chuck everything in. I don't like that there's those barriers there, because I have a feeling they're going to put something on the other side of it that we can't see. They hold the raycast type O and type W. I thought it was that, yeah. It's been ages since I've run this quest, honestly. It does apparently have a lot of Gigas in it. I think it's about 28, somewhere around there. Unfortunately, apparently none of them are near the start. Did not notice those guys spawn at all. Oh, they've arrived. Already, yeah. This is how it's gonna be, huh? The story of my life with this hunt. So I guess we walk. Sorry, but for fuck's sake. Yeah, that's happened quite a few times with this hunt. That, however, is an actual rare drop. Unfortunately, it has no % whatsoever. That is a Heart of Poom. Heart of Poom, for anyone who might not have seen it, it's just a really cool looking claw that only Huniwell can use. This one, unfortunately, has no %. I do have a better one. Sorry, I do love the tiniest fences you've ever seen. Well, at least we're getting something a drop. I have no idea where that warp takes you. I'm gonna guess maybe to the back, like beginning of that floor again. For science. Let's do it for science. It is just to start the floor again. Science has failed us. But now we know. It would be nice to see what was going on. That is the slight downside with putting things everywhere. Yeah, PSO's camera's already bad enough. The 3 words that scared Rico. I still love that every so often Minsk just pulls up the Galatine and just goes melee. I can't say I blame them though when I've got a 40 hit Galatine. There is a healing ring back here if anyone needs it. But yeah, I mentioned it in the community post I did recently, but I do realise that the streams have been extremely PSO heavy, as in just PSO. The last couple of weeks, it's purely because of this event. Once this event ends, we will vary things up more. So we'll keep the weekend stream as Fantasy Star related for the most part. So whether that's PSO, PSU, SJS, whatever. But the midweek stream will try and vary things up and play some other games as well. So it's just while this event's on Ephinea that we're pretty much sticking to PSO. And it's because this is a once a year event. I will say that so far this doesn't feel too bad, but I suspect it's going to be one of these quests that ramps up a lot at the end. When will the event end anyway? I believe it's towards the beginning of September. I want to say around the 8th or the 9th of September, maybe around then. It does say on the post I made on the forums on the website. To be fair, we are getting a lot of people coming to PSO as well. We are. I mean, don't get me wrong, I know that most people here love seeing PSO. I think it's probably the most popular game on my channel, but I am also aware that it is all we've played recently. At least we are still getting the Gigius now. That's quite nasty, putting confused enemies in a place with loads of laser fences. Variation is good. I think so, yeah. It's just there has been none of it lately. I mean, there's a bit of variation on the actual YouTube videos, I guess. Yeah, at least we are switching between PSO and PSP2. I do need to do another SJS video at some point as well, because I kind of feel sorry for anyone that's subscribed for SJS stuff, because I do feel like I let people down on that front. This Black King bar is so strong. You started 3 weeks ago and this game is amazing. Is it the first time you played Tycoon, or have you played before? Or is this your first time playing PSO? Sorry if you've told me before, it's hard to remember. Enemy counts do seem to be on the rise. Also, the way you phrase that, it kind of sounds like a weather forecast. And if you look here, you'll see that enemy counts are now on the rise. It does feel like it is getting progressively more difficult the further we go, though, so... It's your first time ever playing. Saw friends play it before but never got to play it. Oh, cool. That's really cool when I hear that people are picking up for the first time. Yeah, cloudy with a chance of sudden death. Oh, here we go. And anyone who's maybe not done this quest before, do you want the good news or the not so good news? The good news is that there isn't really any good news. The bad news is that this is the first control tower of 2. A south to southwesterly breeze of ill girls. So I'm going to assume that's what they mean by the effects on the top floor, because everything seems to have got a bit dark all of a sudden. Maybe that's the southwesterly breeze of Ilgul's blowing in. Yeah, it's particularly nice that they put this thing right in the middle. Just to block your view a bit more. Because what we needed in tower is more obstructions. Yeah, that's really good to hear, Tycoon, though. I'm glad you're having a good time with the game as well. There's not much scarier in PSO than turning around and seeing a mirror Carol looking at you. You don't realise how scary that is until you get to Ultimate. Do we know who that's meant to be on the upper monitors? We were talking about this off stream yesterday, actually. The anniversary event, the NPC that gives you the anniversary event quests, is that NPC, whoever it is. My hunch is that maybe it's tied to the experiments that they were doing on Galdaval. I don't think they explicitly say who it is, but honestly, the game is beyond its time. Formula's just right. It is, totally. PSO has, to me, the best grind loop, particularly at endgame, of any game I've played. There is always something to go for. Just tried to add attributes up to 90% on silver, and they made attributes useless on there. Yeah, I mean, that's one reason I like Ephinea, because although they do change some things, it is quite similar to how the official servers were, so attributes are still really good. It's basically no reason to earn at all. Plenty of people are getting guilty lights. I think they dropped from the recon, so I'm not surprised, really. Oh, there's a banner, but it's not for us. Someone found a lane with 30 hit untacked. Very nice. Yeah, one of the in-game things is to get the attributes higher on your weapons, you know, to use photon spheres to enhance them more. I'm honestly not at that stage yet. I'm still getting my gear to where I want it. But that is a definite end-game thing of PSO. No wonder Silverant became dead. Ah, great, more Epsilons. Just as a reminder, there are 14 in this quest. What we kind of want to do is try and get them away from each other so they don't overlap. I'm not even going to attempt to run in there because I will die. Very good. If only that was the end. You can outrange epsilons. That is fantastic news. You can't take away one of the main things from original PSO and make better things that disinclude that. No logic. I like how they give 2 healing rings, just in case you need to, you know, tier times this and get everyone healed quicker. 2 weeks of Epsilon in one quest, pretty much. Yeah, I'm interested to run this through just because I wanted to see basically how the Gugus are sort of distributed in it. So far, they seem like you have to do a little bit of the quest to actually get to them. So I'm kind of wondering if just Max Attack Tower is maybe a better option. This, obviously, the advantage you get of doing this is it is an RBR, so there is a little bit more rare drop bonus. That'd be frightening for the other enemies, a confused Ilgil. Always nice when a tower enemy drops a escape door for you. It's almost like they're saying, you're going to need this soon. And what could be better than having a room full of Ilgils than a room full of Ilgils in the dark? Ilgil party. Why am I getting tons of mono fluids and ultimate? Game be like that sometimes. I always tend to find that whenever I play one of my Android characters, I always get tons of fluids. Like, thanks for that game. I really need those. But yeah, so there is, as far as I'm aware, there's about 2 more weeks of this event. So if you're wanting to level up or find anything, this is the time to do it. Well, it wouldn't be a stream without someone randomly doing Photon Blast. I can attest to that. The ratio of fluids to mates I found between level 129 is probably 7 to 3. I'll let you in my account, you can go level them. I am far too busy, Shino, hunting CLJ swords. This is essentially my life for the next 2 weeks. Yeah, when the event started, Minsk, I was 188 on this character. So I've had 9 levels in just under 2 weeks at level, well, high level 180s to 190s, which is just ludicrous. Yeah, I've done level 200 once before on the Sega servers, and I deliberately didn't use any experience boost for that character. It was actually this character, so I've done the same character to 200 twice, more or less. And I know how grindy it is to get to 200 without using any boosts. This time, I'll use whatever. Yeah, 9 levels at 180 plus is insane. It is. It's ridiculous. It's just because of the sheer volume of experience you're getting in these quests. With the old and working. I mean, to be fair, I am also old and working. It's just that when I'm not working, I'm on PSO. I think the reason I put so much time into this event is just because, realistically, if you're hunting something like SJS, this is the time to do it. At the moment, I think the drop for CLJ is down to around I think it's about one in 6,900 or so, somewhere around there. Whereas normally it's 1 in 12,500, so it's a huge increase to the drop. That is a really evil spawn for Epsilon. There's these little things on the floor that you can't walk through. You're just going to sit there, aren't you? You don't get a better time to hunt for it in a calendar year. Yeah, this is basically the time to hunt it. There has been quite a few that have dropped for people. I mean, you know, we've had one drop for us. You know, obviously Vector got one about a week or two ago. So we just need to make that magic happen again. Magic on stream, blasphemy. We need to try and get a good banner drop on stream because it seems like everyone gets these crazy banners in the Discord community, but it never happens on a stream. I'm trying to think what the last banner we got on stream was. I know my red ring dropped on stream. I'm trying to think if we had one on stream since then. Was it Min Scalatine maybe? I think Min Scalatine might have dropped on stream. Yeah, Galatine, I think that dropped after my red ring, didn't it? Yeah. But that might be, unless I'm wrong, that might be the last banner drop we had on stream. Maybe. We've had a ton since then. I mean, you know, Mist got 2 Psycho Wands. Draken got a Psycho Wand. Draken got a red ring. We've had Nugs, we've had a CLJ sword. And none of it has dropped on stream. Maybe PSO was that advanced that it lowers the drop chances if it detects your record on the screen. Maybe. No, you haven't missed anything, Tycoon. We've had loads of big drops, but they've all been off stream. Yeah, for anyone who maybe wasn't at the last stream, so Mist got 2 Psycho Wands from the same spawn. Literally 2 Millilies that both dropped Psycho Wand next to each other. And they got another Millilily earlier in the run. That to me is still like the most insane thing I've ever seen in PSO, ever. And still no red ring. Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, you could technically trade one of the Psycho ones for a few red rings, but I also know you've got more than one force, so you probably want to keep the Psycho ones. One day I will land demons on this Ilgil. There we go. All it took was it for it to be frozen. That's ridiculously lucky. Can they share the luck? Yeah, we've been trying to get the luck to be shared, but it doesn't seem to be happening. Well, having said that, Draken got a Psycho Wand, and then the next thing got a red. Next day got a red ring. So maybe he got the luck for a bit. But there is still a few people that we play with quite regularly that haven't had a banner yet, so it'd be nice if they could get one. Like, I don't think Scorn has had a banner yet, so it'd be cool to get Scorn a banner. Porkins hasn't had one yet either, so... Ah, got me with the Death Mist. Wasn't it last stream we had a big drop because Vector blessed someone and they got a good drop? I'm trying to think now, what dropped last stream? The problem is I've been playing this game so much, I've sort of lost track of what drop went. Oh, it was Limiter, that's it, yeah. Yeah, we had Limiter drop last stream. Yeah, thanks to that Vector, I couldn't remember it all. Yeah, Miss got that as well. Yeah, sadly, there's no banner for Limiter. That was 2 weeks ago, was it? So what I'm learning is this is quite a long quest. Tell them to leave some items for the rest of us. I mean, to be fair to most people who've been on the streams or hang out in the Discord, pretty much everyone, I've got to say, has been helping out a lot with each other's hunts. And just for me personally, I just want to say thanks to everyone who's been helping out with the Sealed J Sword hunt as well. Because my god, it is a soul-destroying hunt. When it's your turn to roll the dice, we wish you all the luck. It almost kind of feels like I'm getting willed on to find this damn sword. Yeah, for anyone who might not have seen before, basically I have hunted this weapon on and off since about 2003. Not solidly all the way through, obviously, but you know, I have had long breaks during that. But yeah, I've been hunting it on and off basically since GameCube PSO. Spawns so far are pretty reasonable. They are so far. I do wonder if the last floor is going to be particularly horrific. Quite often with these quests, they just go insane on the last spawn. But definitely nowhere near as hard as Twilight Sanctuary. It is a long time. It probably ages me a hell of a lot as well. Yeah, it's been an interesting event for me this so far. I mean, obviously the only banner I've had is that Heart of Samba Maracas on the first day. But that's not to say I haven't had good drops. I have had some decent drops overall, just nothing that's a banner. Do you know what? For science, how much does this do to the ill girls? Quite a lot is the answer. Okay, actually demolishes ill girls, that's good to know. Okay, so this floor's desynced a bit. Because while that photon blast was going on, people were getting hit. I'll boost that, why not? Yeah, I like the strat with force of just waste your photon blast just so you can get access to your back pallet again. Yeah, it's one of the things I like about PSO is that there is some things in the game that are so rare that you can just spend forever hunting them, and it gives you something to do. You had 0 HP on that photon blast. Photon blast ended and you're alive. Yeah, there are some photon blasts. If you boost or change, some of them can revive. I know that, I think Myla and Eula can. I think. I'm dead. Just see that one coming there. I believe possibly the Force one as well, the Layla, that might revive as well. But yeah, there are some Photon Blast that will revive people that are dead. The support of Photon Blast heals, it does, yeah. I've always said that I think it would be nice if Layla, the support Photon Blast, it would be really nice if that restored your TP. Because it would make it really useful for forces. As far as I know, I think does it only restore HP? I do definitely feel like this difficulty is starting to ramp up a bit. It would be nice. It would help forces a lot, honestly. There's a cover song for you, Layla by Kirik and the Dominoes. Thanks, camera. That's a really useful view. I love Psycho 1, that looks so cool. The range on that healing is ridiculous. Well, it's gone dark. Hopefully the new PSO remake, if it actually comes out, has some quality of life changes too. Yeah, I mean, obviously as much as I love PSO, it isn't a perfect game. It's nearly perfect, but you know, there is some issues with it for sure. I really despise illegals when they do this. That was really dirty. They literally reduced me to 1 HP and then the Geeky immediately hit me. Personally doubt there'll be a PSO remake because it just doesn't make financial sense in this day and age, unless it's stuff with microtransactions, in which case it'll suck. Yeah, I still really don't know if they'll do anything. As much as we all love PSO, I just don't know if there's enough demand for it. But again, having said that, they are bringing back loads of other old franchises, so do the issue, and again, we've mentioned this when people have brought it up before, is the fact that NGS exists. And if you bring a PSO remake in, you're just going to be taking players away from NGS, which makes no financial sense. If anything, they might have Atlas make a turn-based fantasy style, which would probably be really cool. I know that it's not a video game, but I know there is a board game that has been kickstarted. That was rude. That Mericala should have been flinch locked there. But yeah, there was a Fantasy Star board game being made. I think it was on Kickstarter or something like that. And that was focused on like the original series. If a PSO remake were to happen, I want it to be an offline one that focused on the story aspect more like PSP2 Infinity. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. The only thing is though, for PSO, I feel that PSO is renowned as a multiplayer game more than anything. So that, I mean, that was kind of the reason it was made, wasn't it? It was to be this revolutionary online game. I wouldn't be against them doing, you know, some kind of like side story or spin-off or something that was single player. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, so we just had an earthquake, apparently. In-game. If there's an earthquake in the UK, I'd be very surprised. And my Huniworld just demonstrating the fact that she is still at level 197, completely unable to hit the side of a barn door. No, no worries. Just hit once, please. We got one. There we go. This is quite a nasty spawn. That Ilgil needs to stop. That is a silver badge. I'm okay with that because I've already got a Yamagarasu with hit. So unless it's going to drop me like a 50 hit Yamagarasu, I'm not too bothered. Yeah, I hate it when you get Ilgils that just spam this dash. It's like, dude, slow down. Oh, someone else just found a CLJ sword. Not us. Must be nice. I sometimes wonder if people are playing another version of the game where these things exist. And yeah, I am not walking in there. That seems like a bad idea. You heal me from there? That healing range is ridiculous. Literally stand on the other side of the tower and heal me. This is what happens when you get a 4 mile, put a Tyrell's Parasol on them to double their rest range, and gives them a rest emerge. Like healing from another postcode. Yeah, 300% rest range. Here's another dumb question, since still haven't figured out in sense. Also, mini Volops can burn in hell. Yeah, Epsilons really suck. Yeah, I was going to say, what was the question? Because I read that and I was thinking, well, there's no question in that. Ah, 4 Epsilons. Lovely. So I think plan is probably if everyone takes 1 each and just tries to keep them away from each other. I will take this one. How would you map the number keys? I seem to get asked that every time I stream. I will show you in a second. Probably once I've done this quest. Just remind me on after I've done the quest, just in case I forget. Because if I try showing you now, I will die. Please, just hit. Thank you. It's not obvious, no. Yeah, I'll show you that in a sec. Well, an attempt was made to get in there. This quest is pretty long, yeah. Not as long as Twilight, though, thankfully. Actually, yeah, what Kilniath has said there, that is how you do it. I will still show you, though, if you need me to. Oh, there we go. Very nice. Yeah, that's nowhere near as hard as Twilight. Still a bit rough, but it's manageable, all that. I will say, though, I don't feel like it's worth doing for Sealed J. Because the Gigyus seem to be quite stacked towards the end of the quest. I genuinely think that running max stack tower is probably the best. So yeah, the way that you do it too is if you open your menu and go to customize, choose any slot, it doesn't matter which one you choose. Just be aware that if you choose one of these 3 slots, you're choosing for the barrel on the bottom. If you choose the reverse slots, you can probably see that when I go to my rear pallet, my bar at the bottom changes. You can probably see the Rabata is changing to a Gizonde. So if you do on this pallet here, you'll do the second bar. So there's actually a second bar down there for you as well. What you do is you go to customize, choose the slot you want, and let's say you want Rafoy on 1. All you do is you just go to the icon and then on your keyboard just press number 1. And you can see it puts a number 1 next to it. When you go back to menu, you can see that it's now changed to Rafoy. So again, you just go back into the menu, and I want to set it back to shifter now. So again, I just go to shifter in my icons and press number 1 on it. Obviously, if I wanted to set it to, say, slot 5, you press number 5 and so on. So you press number 1, go back to menu, and it's back as shifter now. Similarly, if I wanted to say, let's say I want to change that Gizonde on the back palette to, let's just say Trimate or something like that. You can go customize, go to the back menu, and go down to, say, Trimates. Press that. Go do that though. So on your back palette, go down to what you want and press the number. So let's say number 5. And then when you go to your back palette, you see how to change to a Trimate now. But yeah, PSO is notorious for not explaining anything. So if there's anything you get stuck on, just ask in chat. Or you can join us on the Discord if you're not there already. Don't mind helping people out on there as well. So I will just reset that back so I can remember. Yeah, congrats on the Yamagarasu score. So yeah, front palette will be the default one, yeah. So that's the one that's there by standard. The reverse one is the one that appears when you hold right bumper. It's in the manual, to be fair. Is there a manual for Blue Burst? The actual main palette might be in the manual for like GameCube. Maybe. Because even the manual's a bit sketchy. Yeah, there's the link to the Discord anyway, so if you want to join us on there, feel free. You hope we get plus hit % chance on event boost. That would be very nice. Honestly, as nice as the experience is, I'm kind of over it. It's 200% already. We kind of don't even need it to be any higher now. Oh, you posted the manual in Discord. So if it's for Blue Burst, I know that obviously it was digital only in the West. I think the physical version of Blue Burst was only released in Japan. So it might have been like a PDF on Sega's website in like 2005 or something like that. They're called action shortcuts. I am just going to team point that harpoon because as nice as it is, I've got a better one and that has no % whatsoever. Also, I need to check. Nah, it's not ready yet. It's a 45,000 Mazetta reward. Big fan of your guides, help you out after a 20-year hiatus. Oh, welcome back, dude. And thanks very much for that as well. If they're helping people out, that's really good to hear. That's exactly what I made them for. Out of curiosity, how many kills is that Swordsman's Law actually at? I think it is close to unsealing. $19,339. Yeah, it might unseal this stream actually. It also mentions that section ID affects mag evolution and the kinds of items you'll receive. I'm actually amazed they actually told people that. Because again, that's another thing that the game typically just doesn't tell you. It's like, hey, you've got these coloured badges with weird names. Go and have fun with it. Oh, by the way, it might also drastically change what your character can actually get. But we're not going to tell you that. Classic PSO. There's 50 hit mined arms in the shop. I did get hit charge Vulcans in the shop a couple of days ago finally, but they were only 25 hit. Who wants to join you for an A1 to boost the points? I'm down to do it. I'm just aware that I also want to rotate the teams as well. Oh, thanks for giving the membership, Vector. Enjoy that membership, James. Let me enjoy it. Just a quick note on the YouTube alerts. So there's no YouTube alerts on the stream again because Twitch don't like you playing YouTube alerts. So the only alerts you'll get on the stream will be the Twitch ones, unfortunately. I like that. Is there any Skyly here other than you? It sounds sort of oddly aggressive. I know what you mean. Because obviously you want someone else to join, so the teams are split up better. Yeah, Parkins does have a Skyly. Is there still another game going on at the moment? Ah, yeah, the other team, they're on Dark Falls at the minute, so they should only be a minute or so. I love how the manual introduces 2 new players, Ken and May, and they're the ones featured in the screenshots with dialogue from them. I'm surprised May isn't Mary, because quite often the sort of generic Westerner names that Japanese stuff uses is quite often Ken and Mary. Like if you learn Japanese from pretty much any book, you'll guarantee that the guy's name that you learn will nearly always be Ken, and there'll be a Mary there as well. Had to make space for one more Discord. Now you're in. Good to have you. Ken is a newbie hunter playing his first online game. May's luck ran out when she came across Ken, who tended to play alone. Having played PSO for a long time, she couldn't bear seeing a newbie hanging around friendless. No, you see, Ken, so he's a newbie hunter, so he hasn't got to his rare hunting yet, so he's not hooked yet. And Mary's only helping him. May's only helping him out because she's sick of hunting SJS hard. Gigyu is not so much hiding, but is hiding the rares. Yeah, so I think people who are maybe in the last run, if we sort of switch it around a bit, just so people who weren't in the last run, we can switch. Ken's complaining that the movement seems kind of choppy. May has suggested lowering the graphic settings. All the SJSs are hidden in the cocoons. Is that the play? So we just need to burn all the cocoons and we'll get SJSs. Yeah, Gigi's like, I don't know why you won it. I literally just gave you a red box, didn't I? It did, but it was the wrong red box. So I think is Mint's going to do a 1 run. See what the riders we've got. So we have White Ale, Green Ale, Yellow Boars, Red Rhea. Is there any good green event quests? I would imagine Desert is probably good for green because of E101. Yeah, I think Desert is probably the main one. Aphonium saying underpowered on hard mode. I'm level 28. Do you think the early game is just hard for the class or is it something else? Forces are kind of weird. So forces start off and it is quite difficult as a force early on, particularly if you don't have any gear you can give them. Particularly for Phonium. Phonium ramps up a lot later on. So later on, Phonium is very, very strong. It's just that forces in general are quite difficult in the early game. Mainly because you've got virtually no health. You can't take hits. And you don't really have that much TP early game either. Ken joins May's team and she makes him run errands like getting monomates. Like a true team master should. Yeah, I would agree that forces are generally better as a second class. So quite often, what you'll find a lot of people will do is they'll run either a hunter or a ranger to, you know, gain funds, you know, get gear, and then they'll give that to the force and level a force second. It can be quite difficult leveling a force as your very first character. Yeah, lazy Ken, yeah, exactly. It's always the humor being lame. You level force third. I mean, that is an even better way to do it. Yeah, for me on this, my force was second as well. It's just much easier to start with the hunter or ranger and just earn particularly money, because that's the other issue with playing a force as well. Money is always a huge problem in early game for a force because you just spend so much on fluids. And your controller stopped working for this game. Great day so far. Yeah, Ephinea is, well, PSO BB in general is slightly dodgy with controllers. Occasionally my old one just used to stop working as well. Yeah, so Minsk has set a game up for, I think it's for maximum attack AE Desert, so if anyone wants to join in for that, feel free. I'll probably do a separate game just so it's not the same people on stream all the time. What's a good solution? Just pray next time you start it up. You can try setting your controller up through Steam input if that helps. That might work. I know that used to work for my old Switch Pro controller. Mate boots Ken from the team and he starts sniffing, you know, as if he's crying. I love how they actually made a story. Probably more story than is actually told to you through PSO. Considering getting back into Blueburst, been playing Return to Ragdoll lately. I think Return to Ragdoll is fantastic for getting people back into the game. I've said this before, but it's not really how I would play the game personally, because I know the drops are like massively improved. I like to, you know, hunt for the crazy rares and stuff, so that's just the way I prefer to play. But if you're just wanting to get back to PSO and just have cool stuff, it's a really cool way of doing it. You had a rare spawn in Forest but didn't drop anything. Oof. Yeah, no more coin flip on rare mobs to drop their rares. Yeah, also cease Forest, yeah. Everyone's doing too much Forest. Forest is now banned. But it was 2 AM. Cease Forest still. Right, so what we do next, so I think, has Minsk made an MA game? Is that right? There is one more space in Minsk game for anyone to join. So next up, we could do... What about if we do maybe a point of disaster run? I'm happy to do it on any ID. I guess TTF is now off the table. By Forest, what I mean is maximum attack Forest. There is this huge problem with the event at the minute where people will not stop running the event quest Forest. Which means that the points for the event are not really going up very fast. Okay, so their team's full, that's good. How many more have we got left now? So we've got 7 people, so we can do a 4 and a 3. You're doing a yellow run? Yeah, so you could do yellow bows, point and disaster maybe. People just want their frozen shooters. I mean, to be fair, it is the best time to get a good one. But yeah, it would be nice if people ran the other quests as well. You're a little disappointed with Jizai. Jizai it's very strong and the special is fantastic, but there is an issue with twin swords where I find you do get interrupted with them quite a lot, even with Heavenly Battle. You just said, Forrest, you can't give some things an arbitrary pass. To be fair, Potter's, I had the same problem with Sango and Yasha as well. I get interrupted quite a lot with it. It's hitting weaker than your Vivienne. I've never looked into it, but I wonder if Jizai has maybe a bit of variable attack power. You want to be where the cool drops are. I want to hear the red box jingle. Well, I will join this run then. It's mostly different people in this run, so... Question about teams. How do they work and what's the objective in general? The objective in Blueburst for a team is generally just... It's just like a social platform. So one of the main benefits of team is you get a team chat. So if you press F9, it opens that bar at the bottom of the screen and you can actually team chat in there. So if people are running different quests, you can still chat to them. That's one benefit. Other benefits is you can unlock things like the dressing room and team quests. So this is one of them. So this quest you can only run if everyone in the party has access to the quest. It doesn't mean you've all got to be in the same team, but you all have to be in a team that's got the quest. But yeah, in Blueburst, they basically change it so that the dressing room is now locked behind being in a team that has it unlocked, where it used to be, on GameCube and Xbox, it used to be, you just had to have 10,000 Mazetta on your character. Yeah, hashtag get Porkins their banner. Yeah, it's time. Gotta love how the plot for PSO 1 can basically be boiled down to government repeatedly pokes Eldritch entity and millions die each time. Basically, yeah. Yeah, I said it in the most recent video, but the main antagonist of PSO is not Dark Falls or anything like that, it's the government. Essentially, Pioneer 1 just kept poking things with a stick to see what would happen. I heard red box. I see red box. Bottom crystal. It's at least useful. I'll take that. That is a silver badge. I also just want to say that the amazing timing of me getting a Black King bar as Black Myth Wukong comes out. It's just like PSO knew it was going to happen. Monkey, exactly. I do wish you could use one of the weapon hearts on Black King bar though. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of the way it looks. Wukong happens to be one of your favourite Warframes too. Yes, I know I've been discussing about other games to try on the channel, so I think Warframe is up there. Seems to be quite a few people who play it already on the Discord, so maybe I'll check that out. Vector got a Blackhound Cuirass. 0 defense. I can't remember for Blackhound Cuirass. Does it even have a variable defense, or is it just fixed? Zero to 30, okay. So it is literally a minimum stat one. Random question, but what are HP materials for? All they do is each HP material increases your HP by 2, and you can use a set amount of them based on what race your class is. So, in a nutshell, human characters, so Humar, Raymar, Raymal, Formar, and Formal, they can use more materials than other races because they don't have any other racial abilities. But yeah, they just increase your health by 2. You never see them in min-max material guides. The reason for that is because where's that red box? All the way over here. Yeah, the reason that they don't show up in min-max guides is because the way the materials work, HP materials are separate to other materials. So your power materials, defense, mind, and evade are all in the same pool. And then HP and TP materials, like Buho said there, they are separate. So essentially, whenever you find HP material, just use it. Yeah, they're completely separate from your other materials for some reason. Like, for example, if I look at this character's materials, it'll show you here at the top of the screen. So it tells you I've used 125 HP, which is the max for a Newman. And then I've used 13 TP, 99 power, 23 mind, no evade, no defense, and 28 luck. And then at the end it says total material usage excluding HP and TP, 150. So I can basically use 150 materials on a Newman, plus 125 HP materials. Isn't getting high HP bad for damage scaling? So high HP... what did you get, Vector? I didn't see it. Yeah, so high HP, it can be an issue occasionally, so there are some attacks that will screw you over a little bit if you have high HP. So the way that damage works generally in PSO for most attacks is, I think it's if you take, I want to say it's if you take 25% damage, you get knocked down. So if you have a lot more health, it takes a lot more damage to knock you down, which means that bigger attacks can sometimes leave you standing up. So a big example of that is the Barons in mines. The missiles that they fire when you're at really high level, quite often they just won't knock you over anymore, and you'll just keep taking them until you die. Or at low level you'll get knocked over and survive the rest. Yeah, that's another example as well, the tornado on the F4 boss as well. That will keep hitting you if you have really, really high health. So there is a couple of examples where high HP can screw you over, but generally it's a good idea to just do it anywhere. Oh, you died to it now as well, Vector. It's one advantage of playing Hunuel, you never get enough health to get instant killed by that tornado. You put a Nidra on your new Fornuel, so you're walking around using a Soul Eater. As it should be. Melee Fornuel. How would you wrap your head around the whole thing? Yeah, again, yeah, another thing that PSO does not explain. Yeah, basically all you need to remember is that all of your materials are in the same pool apart from HP and TP are separate. So just be careful what materials you're using apart from HP and TP. It should go without saying that obviously you can't use TP materials on an Android. Something else that should be noted, that if you don't have enough HP, you can get screwed over with some attacks that effectively do true damage, like Dark Falls' opening attack. Yeah, again, another really good point. PSO is renowned for using certain attacks that do fixed damage. It's just a bronze badge. Yeah, so some attacks do fixed damage, which is irrespective of how much defense or anything you've got. So for those, having high health will help. So generally I would say that high health for the most part is a good thing. It's just that now and again it will screw you over. This experience is getting stupid now. Getting like 1600 experience from one of the going down eaters. Legit Ephinea wars won't even be able to do hard plus difficulty faults until they're a much higher level than other classes. There was pretty much when I started streaming, I was leveling Ephinea well, and we got to ultimate, and it took several streams before she ever had enough health to survive False's slap. Actually got to the point where people were giving me like HP units just to try and get her through it. Also, yeah, cease forest. Glad I asked you about a stellar stack of 99 HP materials. I mean, HP materials can also be used to sell to people as well. People will buy them if you're playing Ephinea. I can't remember what the going rate for them is at the minute, but yeah, people do generally buy materials as well. First phase just gets absolutely shredded by hunters. Would you happen to know what the high-res HUD does under the options in the launcher? As far as I know, it is just what it says. It's just a slightly higher res version of the heads-up display. It's not a massive difference for me. I mean, a lot of the text you can see, for example, in my menu, this is actually like a high-res font instead of the high-res HUD. I don't think I've tried playing the game without it, though, honestly, so I'm not sure what it looks like without. Yeah, so this attack is fun if you're a Ephinea world as well, because this is a really easy way of getting you killed. You do need to be careful with going berserk on here, because quite often those missiles will catch you out. I'm going to assume that was either accidental float on blast or just clearing up your palette again. Is there any particular options that should be enabled or disabled first time playing? All I'd say is when you go to central control area, just see how well it runs. Some people on, particularly if you're using like a lower spec PC, some people do really struggle with central control area with the fog effects. So you might want to just mess around with the fog effects if you have problems with that. Apart from that though, A lot of the launch you can probably leave as is. You can turn on the HD fonts if you want to. I think they make the game look quite clean. Also, your first time playing as well. Is it your first time playing PSO in general or just Blue Burst? Honestly surprised fog effects are still a problem on some computers. I was the same. I thought it wouldn't be an issue now, but I've heard from a couple of people who've had issues with the fog still. I remember back when the game released, several years ago. Loads of people had problems with the fog effects. That's your first time in general? Oh, cool. I'm glad you're checking it out anyway. It is kind of annoying that this boss has like a HP gate. It's a little bit unfair really, because we have essentially killed the boss, but he's designed so that most of the time he will go back into the center to get killed. There is kind of a way you can get around it by spamming him with Estella Photon Blast with enough evades, but it's quite hard to do. Well, you can see Morris died straight away as soon as he went back in the center. It's because the game uses old DirectX methods for the fog rendering, so even on modern PCs are still attempting to, or in the case of Vulkan, emulating the older instructions, which are really unoptimized. Yeah, Sega, not particularly well known for having very well optimized PC games, and Blue Burst was certainly no exception. Solved our problems a couple of months ago and no idea how. Just mess with settings till it works. I mean, that's kind of the way to do it, isn't it? Just keep changing things until something happens. I like the attempt of doing the Photon Blast and then going back to Pioneer. You come over to Twitch. Welcome over to Twitch. Again, in the interests of parity, I should probably say that we are streaming on YouTube and Twitch. Feel free to watch where you want to. To be fair, it's a Dreamcast game that was ported over to GameCube, so PowerPC to ARM, then to PC, so it's impressive they managed all that porting. You're going to wait for a Steam Deck next year, hate missing out. From what I've heard, I mean, it seems to run pretty well on a Steam Deck. I know that there's a few people on the Discord that run it on Steam Deck. The only issue you've got with the Steam Deck, I guess, is communicating. I mean, I would assume that you could, if it's got a USB port, that you could probably connect a keyboard to it. Steam Deck 2 will come so you can wait. I mean, they just did the OLED one not so long back. Steam Deck is one of those things I would really like to get one, but I tend to do most of my gaming just at my PC anyway, so for me it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to get one at the minute. But I really like how cool they are. Really good idea. Just having the ability just to take your Steam library on the move. Is that, oh, have you taken that down to -5? You legend. Oh, thanks for the follow. Just get a GameCube controller with a keyboard. Yeah, that is the other option. Yeah, the absolutely cursed GameCube controller hybrid. You're so used to controller, you wouldn't miss the keyboard. It's just using the, just communicating with people is a lot slower without a keyboard and Blue Burst. But hey, that's what word select's for. I already capped my silver badges again. Have. Skyly still typing bank instead of using F1. See, the stupid thing is though, if you go into my shortcuts, I do have BGM 0 and lobby set. I just never got around to setting bank. Let's do that now. Done. Are you happy? Old habits die hard, exactly. Slightly happier. I'll take that. Yeah, just make sure you have Wi-Fi for PSO BB. Yeah, you might struggle with it offline. Oh, he's happy now the Vector's there. How is Swordsman lolking? So I'm going to assume that no one got any Uber rares then? No banners yet? It's always the case, we start streaming and all the rare drops stop. It's almost like all the monsters are colluding and just going like, hide the rares, boys. We didn't run, you just watched the stream. Oh, fair enough. You didn't really miss much. You can also do it in-screen keyboard, but auto chat works great. All we get is forest banners and 1975 haters. Yeah, it does feel like 90% of the banners at the minute are just forest drops, which is really depressing. There's more people watching PSO 1 than watching NGS on Twitch. Yeah, I can't sound surprised. I mean, I would imagine that if one of the bigger NGS creators was streaming, maybe NGS would get more views. NGS is kind of in a funny place at the minute as well. It's kind of riding the updates at the minute. I'm going to do a video on NGS soon just to cover my thoughts of the recent updates, but honestly, I haven't played NGS since this event started. I'm sorry, Sega, but please don't kick me off the program. I can do videos, honest. Kind of want to roll 99 bronze, but you only do ult, so you don't have many. Honestly, the bronzes, they may honestly be worth keeping because you can get them for ad slots. I know Drac was saying this before. If you keep some of your bronzes, you've essentially got an almost infinite supply of ad slots, which are really useful. Someone at Sega is watching and has a backdoor into all the PSO servers and reduces the drop rate when you're playing. Since they're bitter that you're not streaming NGS, it's the only logical explanation. To be fair, I never get anything when I stream NGS either. So let's do another run. So we've gone for CLJ Sword with no success. We've gone for, was that for Daylight Scar, I think, with no success. So let's go for something else with no success. There's no loot. There is actually a little bit of loot in NGS now. It's better than it was for hunting rares, but it's still not quite where I'd like it. So, shall we do? Are you still after a dress plate, Drac? There's no real content in NGS other than farming endgame combat zones. I mean, the game is very heavily built around running like PSE bursts and combat zones, Crimson Realm when it's on, and Urgent Quest. That is kind of the loop of NGS, honestly. And hoping for rates worse than vanilla PSO 1. I don't know if they're worse than some of the drops in the original Dreamcast version, at least. Done tons of resets today, but we keep getting badges. What have you been running for it? Is it the CCA event quest? Max Attack 2B, okay. Do you want to do a run of that? I'm happy to sort of do a run of that and try and find that. I don't think you've been in a stream game yet, have you, Drac, today? So I don't mind doing that. I can even go and get my my rare mile if you want me to go purple gnome. Gonna get your control of and boot up PSO. I might just re-roll your rare mile. We got one. I mean, if the gang isn't busy, y'all could hyper grind my force to 100. I feel with how the experience is at the minute, you can literally run anything. It's like 200% experience. I should know that we are always up for helping out people as well. So, I mean, I have a character in very hard as well. So I should note as well that if you join us on the Discord, we do play quite a lot off stream as well. So think of that as another little incentive. It has Seabed too. What's the max attack CCA quest like for it's Sinnoh barrels, isn't it, that drop it? I can't remember how many barrels are in that. It's 25 on 2B. On the event. I suppose the event quest is probably a lot faster though, isn't it? So I guess the idea of the event quest is that you would spam it. I mean, I'm happy to do either of those, honestly. But yeah, but if you want to see some horrific drop rates, I don't know if you're aware, but if you look at some of the Dreamcast version 1 drop rates, or version 2 drop rates in particular, some of them are unbelievably horrific. Points to 1975 Agator drop from a boomer that is 1 in 137 million. Purple CC8, yeah, sounds good. Did you want me to switch to my ranger or are you using yours? Depends if you want a force. Won't green work as well? I genuinely don't know the green or drops. Green drops V5 or 2 instead of Heaven Punisher. Yeah, I suppose the advantage unit on purple numbers there is that tiny chance of Heaven Punisher. Admittedly, tiny chance. 502 is very useful as well though. I mean, we do have 6 people here, so I mean, we could do 1 green hill run and 1 purple num run. Can't find your 360 control, but you find your Steam Deck controller, it'll do. Don't care for Punisher, even with the item. Yeah, well, if you want to do green hill, then that's fine, yeah. Hi, Sonic Boom. Need level 30 on your rare cast. Got Waterfall Tears up next after the stream. Oh, nice one. Sounds like you're working through it pretty quick. Yeah, no worries, Vector. Yeah, so again, if we just sort of rotate. realise that you're always going to get it where, you know, some people are in slightly more runs than others, but as long as you try and rotate it fairly evenly. You're trying to get the Sue Bernie subplot right so you can go for Raggle Ring. So do you plan to sort of do it again to do the other subplot to go for Soul Leader? Not that you're going to use it, yeah. I would strongly advise against using Ragdoll Ring. I'm assuming that you know why not to use it, if you've said that. It's very nice to have. I just joined one of the games. I didn't even look which one I joined. Just tired of running TTF for leveling. TTF gets very old very fast. It is probably the fastest way to level. Another way you can level pretty quickly. I mean, anything at the minute because of the experience, but outside of the event, the beginning of one of the episode 4 max attack quests is quite good to sort of recycle. Because it's quite easy, it's just a lot of lizards and rapids. But it's actually a really good experience to run and repeat. But it is, again, quite boring after a while. Is this CCA or is it A2? I have no idea. This looks like A2. I mean, I'm cool with that. I think I joined the wrong party because I think I said I was going to do CCA with Drac, and then I joined the other one. Oh, thanks to the raid timeline, man. It's supposed to be CCA. I mean, I'm happy to keep going if you want. No 60 hit Galatine drop, oof. You found your controller, good news. You grab Soul Eater on hard, never had Ragdoll Ring, so we'll see if offline Seek the Heart still works. Quest works, but if your offline progress works with the offline version of the quest, no forms of answers, so you'll find out for yourself. Yeah, welcome to our little soiree. Is that what we're calling it? Yeah, honestly, dude, it's been so long since I've done Seek the Heart. I can't remember anything about the quest and what you're meant to do. I remember it's a very weird quest. I can't remember. Is that the one where you have to... It's the one with Ellie, isn't it? Where you have to get Ellie through some of the areas, I think. It's been so long. Oh, thanks, Dev. Well, we got a 3/6 Flower and Sword, which I think I might need. Possibly. It's terrible. But we got it. I've got to admit, I can see why people recommend Black King Bar. It is extremely good. have to take Ellie through CCN Tower, but if you do it right, you get Kirik instead. Yeah, just to confirm, LJP, you do know about the thing with Ragdoll Ring, don't you? About why you shouldn't use it necessarily. Just to make sure. Just remind me not to get excited if a Gigu drops a rare, because it will not be a CLJ sword on this run. Oh yes, it's a priority scape doll. Yeah, good. I'm glad you know. Yeah, so for anyone who might not know, if you die with Ragdoll Ring equipped, it deletes the Ragdoll Ring. It acts as a scape doll. So that one-time item that you get through a quest line. Yeah. I don't ever bother going for it because I thought, well, there's no point. I'm inevitably going to forget that I'm using it. I can't remember what the priority is, Minsk. I can't remember if it takes priority over Escape Doll or if Escape Doll gets used first. It is a very long quest as well, yeah. So you go through all of that to get this ring. And then you die accidentally and lose it. Yeah, honestly, I can't remember much about it. It's been years and years since I've done that quest. Maybe then I don't remember if I actually finished it, because I don't ever remember having a Ragdoll Ring, unless I got one and then died with it. Which is totally possible. You won't be able to use it anyway, it's level 101. So get the ring to have it sit in the bank. I mean, it's an awkward one, isn't it? Because you want to use it because I have a feeling it might have a visual effect. It's obviously a cool, pretty unique thing to have. But if you have it, you can't die. I suppose if you're doing like low level stuff, you could probably use it, no problem. But if you're in anywhere where there's a risk of dying, you just can't really risk using it. You got a Tanagashima with 20 hit, never seen it before. Tanagashima is... I'm trying to think how to break this gently. It's not particularly great. Yeah, bring it to tower exactly. Yeah, what could go wrong with bringing a Ragdoll Ring to tower? I mean, hey, it'd give you a free scape doll. Yeah, I've got to say, as a single target weapon, this BKB is way better than my Sanguinasha, unfortunately. I really love Sanguinasha, but double sabers are just better. Particularly with how strong this one is as well. Trying to remember why the hell you set your Rainmail section ID to Viridia. Viridia's not a bad ID. One reason you might have done it is Viridia has a high amount of shots. Oh, Porkin's got a Monkey King bar. So there's a definite Sun Wukong theme going on today's stream. Yeah, so Fruity gets a lot of shot type weapons, so it is pretty good for rangers. You will probably as well, you might have a section ID change key as well because they changed the drop charts fairly recently on Ephinea. They've given everyone one free section ID change, so you can change the section ID if you want to. There's a command to do it. It's on the Ephinea website. That is yet another Justy. You can definitely tell it's a Green Hill game. Also, yeah, I think this happened since last stream, but Porkins also got a DF shield. So they managed to make the From the Depths shield, which is really cool. I think that was since the last stream, possibly. Your first hunt is a Vice via Raycast. Vice is a really interesting weapon because although it's like one of the first special weapons you'll probably get, especially with Purple Gnome, it's actually one of the best mech guns in the game. If you can get a Vice that has hit, it is ridiculously overpowered. Question is, if you swap out of Viridian, what do you swap into? Yeah, I can't really help with that. It depends on what you want to go for, really. The way I normally do it is I think of items I want to hunt for, particularly towards endgame, and sort of tailor my ID towards that. Or look at your other characters if you've got any, and see if there's any sort of weaknesses with the IDs that you've got. So what I mean by that is, say for example, if you're running a Skylight character as your main, Skylight is fantastic for melee weapons, but it's terrible for armor. So typically, if you run a Skylight, you quite often want to run another ID alongside it to find some of your armor and shields. So just basically just look at what you can find with the IDs and try and find like complementary ones. That would be my advice anyway. You need to restart your hit photon launcher hunt. You'll get one. I'm so glad this Black King bar is actually good because I spent 50 photon drops on getting the item for it. I would have been rather displeased, I think, if it had been, you know, not worth it. I forgot you can paralyze with melee attacks. Yeah, I suppose the good thing with Blue Burst is most of the IDs have definite strengths and weaknesses. I do feel there are some IDs that are maybe a little bit too strong. I mean, Green Hill, I would have said Green Hill was a bit broken until recently, but it has been nerfed a bit recently. I accidentally got a Monkey King bar the other day, it has 15 hit. Oh, nice. Yeah, I would say if you get a Monkey King bar, I would say it's probably not worth turning into a Black King bar unless you get one with like a decent amount of hit, just because it is quite a big photon drop investment to get the blue Blackstone for it. The other thing is as well is that it depends on what class you're using it for, so Monkey King bar is actually usable by rangers as well. So it's actually a really good weapon for rangers because it has a devil special, so it's quite good for... Well, honestly, it's quite good for taking care of the lizards in episode 4. There's like a single target weapon. whereas Black King Bar is hunter only. So you do need to sort of bear that in mind. Other stream, question, do you prefer Black King Bar over GZI? Trying to decide which one I want. The way I see them is I think they're both used for slightly different purposes, so they're both very, very strong single target weapons for sure. The main reason I see people using GZI is mainly for the special. Because GZI, if you don't know, has an unreduced health special, so it's really good in areas that have things with low dark resist. Porkins is actually using a GZI at the moment, actually. So GZI is very, very good for taking things out that have low dark resist, which is quite a lot of things in episode 2 and some things in episode 4. Not as usable in episode 1. Black King Bar is basically just raw damage, and yeah, exactly like these squids from Seabed, so the Dormoms and Dormdals, they have really low dark resist, so they're very susceptible to things like GZI. Black King Bar is a lot of raw damage and is very good for taking care of high HP enemies because they're special. It's only devils, not demons, but you are hitting several times with a double saber, so you can potentially proc that devil several times. So honestly, they're both really, really good. They are both fantastic hunter weapons, but slightly different use cases. As Vector said as well there, GZI's other advantage is that it works with Proof of Sword Saint, which is a unit that boosts accuracy and evade. It lowers your defense a little bit, but it boosts accuracy and evade by quite a bit if you use sabers, katanas, or twin swords. So that doesn't affect Black King Bar. Hey Sky, I just wanted to drop in and say your videos and streams helped you get back into PSO and PSU, and it's been nice digging into them while understanding their quirks much more. Oh, thanks, Fleur. I'll boost that because why not? Yeah, I'm glad the videos are helping people out. I realise that the audience for PSO videos is probably fairly limited. But I also realised that people who maybe played it years ago or have never played it before, it's quite a difficult game to sort of approach because, again, as we've said earlier, the game doesn't really tell you anything. So if my videos can help out with anything like that, then they're doing their job. Oh, that is a dirty spot. I'm so glad that Miracle didn't decide to shoot. Rude. So enemies like Dorfons, for example, the Devil Special is quite good on. The slight caveat with the Devil Special is it depends on what character you're using. So, as you might know, or might not know, casts actually get a reduction to the effectiveness of Devils and Demons in Ultimate. So Devils will only take... Normally Devils would take 50% and Demons take 75%. But for casts, Devils only takes 25% and Demons takes 45%. It is still not too bad. I mean, you know, 45% of an enemy's health on a high HP enemy is still good. But they definitely work better on non-casts. So I was going through weapons myself. Despite Greenhill getting nerfed, I could see myself running it. Greenhill is still a really, really good idea. The main way it got nerfed is it used to be able to get V101, which is one of, if not the best unit in the game. Sure, I'll boost that, why not? Yeah, it used to get V101 from Sinnohs in Mines. But it could also get Red Ring from Darkfalls, which meant that a lot of people would spam Greenhill TTF because it was a chance of getting V101 and red ring. So they've now changed it so that green now no longer gets V101 from mines. It still has a drop for V101, but it's in desert in Ep4. It still gets red ring, so you can still run TDF for that. But it kind of feels like it was designed so that you can't get both V101 and red ring in the same run. I think the only ID that gets it in Ep1 now is Oran, and Oran doesn't get red ring. No, it doesn't. I mean, it's meant to drop red ring. Let's also again cease forest. Yeah, it is meant to drop red ring, but unfortunately for Mist, for some reason it just will not drop. So Oran. Oran gets an item called DF Shield instead. So DF Shield is one of the ingredients that you need to make the shield that Porkins is using at the moment. And there are only 2 IDs that get that. I think it's only Bluefull and Oran. So obviously the downside is you don't get red ring. But From the Depths is still one of the best shields in the game. Oh wow, someone's got a 55 hit untech M&A 60 Vice. So just what I was saying earlier about Vice being ridiculously OP. So they've just got essentially a 65 hit Vice. That is a great camera. I cannot see a thing. I'm also completely stuck. A Dolphin needs to go because it's interrupting me constantly. Oh, you did have a free section ID change. Yeah, normally it's only one use below level 20, but because they changed the drop charts, they give everyone a free one. I guess because if you're hunting something and then they change the drop charts so you can't get it anymore, it's a bit unfair, so they let everyone change section ID. Under attack, have a look at these leaves, exactly. Yeah, the camera and PSO is shocking at times. Also, turning on the bloom and cell shade options make the game look surprisingly good. I haven't really messed with too much of that. I think I generally like to keep the game looking as similar as it did. Obviously, it's running at a much higher resolution than it would have done back in the day. I mean, I was looking at some old screenshots recently, and on the old ones from the Sega server, like half the screen is covered by the UI. Any luck with Swordsman's Law? Still just saying remove. What kill count is it on? It must be close. 19441. Okay, we're getting there. Did you get the sealed J sword yet? I had 2 drop in the span of 5 minutes. The anniversary has been crazy. It's good to know some people are getting good stuff. In answer to your question, no. I could drop it, yeah. But I've just used the kill count option there, and it's at 19446. But yeah, no, Joe, I've had the only banner I've had in this event so far was on the very first day. I got a Heart of Samba Maracas. Some arms the server count bugs. Okay, I will drop it then. 19441. It's almost done, yeah. Your first limiter differed by 2,000 or so. I know that when I unsealed my my lame that I had, I know that was quite far out as well. Just sometimes I think the game gets a bit desynced. What is this Flowens? Do I have this Flowens already? No, I don't actually. That is a new one. It's terrible, but... that is something new. It is awful, but it is new. I'll take that. Okay, Skyly, I haven't got anything either. You've been hunting a shore event all week on Whitehall Caves and not a single drop. Oof. Yeah, I mean, I've had some decent drops from the event, but just nothing uber rare. I guess apart from the Heart of Samba Maracas, that's like 1 in 128 from my boss, but it was something I didn't want, so I gave it away. What's the most valued item you have on the server? For me, honestly, my worth in items on this is actually quite low overall. The red ring is probably up there. It's a fairly high defense one. I think this is worth about 150 PDs. Everything is probably worth a bit less at the minute because the anniversary is making stuff drop more. But once the market sorts itself out again after the event, it should be worth about 150, I think. My Excalibur is probably worth somewhere between 60 to 100 because that is 20 hit. Actually, the most valuable thing I've got is probably this Flowen sword that Vector gave me, actually, come to think of it. At 384 Flowens, 55 hit. I don't know what that's worth. I would think potentially a couple of hundred. I genuinely have no idea what that's worth. We have an absolute ton of people on here today. I'm so happy to see it. Still very cool. It is. Yeah, again, thank you to Vector for giving me that a while back. I have given him some stuff in return recently. Vector was the one I gave the Samba Maracas to, actually. Well, the Heart Samba Maracas. It's inestimable on price guide. I'll take that. I do like, though, that the most valuable thing on my account is something that I didn't find. What do people run for leveling other than TTF? You can run things like maximum attack. At the moment, everyone would be probably running the event quests. So you could literally just go to one of the lobbies and probably just join one of the event runs. They are quite short quests, but they've got quite a few enemies in them. And they're very spammable. And with 200% experience, you will level. Vector's paying tribute to Skyly. He's also recently got a new mag that he's raising, which is, I believe it's Skyly coloured, and it has Fala, which I'm very happy about. So how many do we have? Let's have a look. We have 10 people. So we do a 4, 3, and a 3. If my maths works out. Oh, you're sitting out, Vector. Okay. So we've got 9 then, so 3, 3, 3. Your mag is twins, Estella and Golla. Good to see Golla getting some love. Yeah, Minsk, your Galatine is worth somewhere between 700 and 950. It is incredibly valuable. Yeah, even if it's on the low end of that, it's still 700 PDs. That's an insane drop, that 40 hit Galatine. So we can do another run. So I mean, I kind of want to do a Skylight Tower. Just to have another shot at SJS. When did I get a Heavenly Battle and ability? Take it. If you found one, go with it. I mean, it has basically turned your Remal into a Humal. Which with the damage you're doing, I mean, you're out-damaging me. Ah, nice. We have another Huke Seal. What mats do I want to use on my Huecast? I would recommend, if you go on the Ephinea wiki, there is a class guide for every single class, and it will tell you sort of min-max material plans. I would assume for Huecast it's just a lot of power, but I would go and check it just to be sure. It's that TTF if anyone wants to join. Yeah, I love how I missed just I'll join a TTF. He's like, yeah, desperate for that red ring now. Unless someone wants to make it A1. I can do a Skylight A1 if you want. I'm happy to do that. Yeah, just like Cole said, yeah, I would really recommend looking at the Ephinea wiki. I mean, I have done class guides that will tell you like the basics of each class, but the detailed material plans, I would definitely look on the Ephinea wiki. Yeah, I would say if there's anyone who hasn't joined a stream game yet, by all means, feel free to join mine. Do people want to do? Do people want to do Skylight Tower, or do you want to do A1? You can hop in whenever there's an open slot. Yeah, feel free to just drop in any games. I just say we just try and rotate best we can. Minsk, apparently a TTF game has been made. You can sit out Century in the beginning. Someone just got a Nuke 2000. Nukes for everyone. Yeah, there's a lot of nukes dropping lately. I mean, Vector got one yesterday. Right, I will make a... We could do a Skylight A1 because A1 needs some points. Yeah, let's do that. As usual, for anyone who might not have joined before, password is always stream. Did I miss something in the shower? Did we ban it? We did not ban it. There have been banners, but not for us. I think they've forgotten to turn the CLJ sword box on for me. Forgot to tick that box. So we've got 2 more spaces. This is for Skylight August Atrocity 1. It is a shame. Given previous, what will probably happen is I will stop streaming and then we'll get a banner. Your stream is 2 minutes behind. I'm going to assume you mean 2 minutes behind. I know what you mean. You having issues trying to log in again? Yeah, I think sometimes, particularly if you log off and switch characters, sometimes it is a bit funny about letting you back in again. I don't know what it is that causes it. So we'll get started in a minute. All right, let's go. Sophie is an Oran. We have one. We have an Oran. I have an Oran. I want to make that be said. I have an Oran. I actually used it off stream yesterday. They're rare, but they do exist. Going in from fresh, it's satellite in for you. Ah, fair enough. Yeah, I know you mentioned you on satellite in it before. It must make playing PSO quite hard, honestly. I imagine the delay is quite bad. You haven't tried Omnispawn yet? Well, this will be an experience. Just 2 seconds, guys. I'll be right with you. Yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, I don't know if anyone's been paying attention to the gaming news recently, but obviously that new game got launched, Concord, which apparently was 8 years in development and has launched to about a peak of about 600 people playing it on Steam after 8 years of development. And when I checked earlier, there were 200 people online and there were 300 people on PSO. So PSO had more players than Concord. I would say I feel bad for the dev team, but I don't know if anyone saw it, but basically the dev team posted on Twitter and they were really hyped about the game coming out and everything, saying, you know, it's 8 years of hard work and everything. Where game launched, did abysmal. It's one of the worst game launches in living memory. And then the dev basically started attacking people on Twitter, saying that, you know, it was because of people who weren't playing it. I think he was trying to blame on stuff like woke and things like that, and he seemed very surprised that people weren't playing it. And it's like, you don't insult your potential player base when they don't play your game. That is not what you do. For which game? It's for Concord. It was this, you know, this huge game that was announced a while back. As I say, it was apparently 8 years in development. Yeah, it actually got outperformed by the Gollum game. And if you ever saw anyone stream the Gollum game, you know how bad the Gollum game was. Concord looked okay, but it's like Marvel Rivals is going to eat its lunch. I think, honestly, I think the problem is I think that segment is just far too saturated at the minute. And I don't feel like Concord was really bringing anything new to the game. Silver badge. But yeah, if you look at it on Steam charts at the minute, it is not doing well. I do feel sorry for the people who worked on it, because obviously they've put a lot of time into that game. And it must suck releasing something and it performing that poorly. But the lead dev is really not making things better by attacking the community then, for not playing it. I can't remember the exact words he used, but it was not a good look. It's 402 in game on Steam at the minute. PSO clears. Oh, nice. Rixil found a meteor cudgel. You know, meanwhile, on the other end of the spectrum, you've got games like Black Myth Wukong, which is just pulling ridiculous numbers. Although that in itself is not free of controversy either. Again, I don't know if anyone saw that, but apparently some company who was connected to the devs was basically telling streamers what they could and couldn't say about the game, and what they couldn't say about China. So it was like, And then the false translation nonsense, yeah. There's a lot going on in the game industry at the minute, and unfortunately a lot of it is not great. Black Myth Wukong is sure shaped up to be lore accurate. Everyone shot on Wukong, and he proved everyone wrong. I did actually decide to read up a little bit about Wukong, about sort of like the legend and everything, because I was quite curious about it. And my god, if there was ever like main character syndrome, he is it. You know, he is ridiculously OP. Similar story in the guitar world. Brand sent a guitar to YouTubers to review, and when they came back and said it isn't good, the company tried to sue all of them. Like, no, you've sent a product for review. That doesn't mean you've sent it for a positive review. It means you sent it for a review. You just discovered about enemies immune to bullets. Would that be the lizards in episode 4? If it is, they're not actually immune. You can hit them from behind, but it's just a bit awkward. Generally, it's just easier to melee them. Frick the Morphos or whatever, that one, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know if you're aware too, but there is a trick to taking care of those. Basically, if you get them so they don't appear on your camera, they can't shoot you. I'll see if I can show it next time there's a Morphos spawn, just in case you're not aware. Yeah, it's basically a glitch with the, well, like a weird bug with the game that means that they just can't hit you. I'll try and show it next time some spawn. Yeah, that was not going to end well. Please stop dashing. I think there is some more Morphos in here at some point, so once they spawn, I'll try and show you it. It can be difficult to do sometimes if you've got a lot of Morphos, but... Oh, nice. Rekka's got a swordsman's lore as well. Cool. Sat aside, what's your favourite weapon in PSO? This. Sanga and Yasha easily. Mainly because, one, I just like the look. I just think it's a really clean looking weapon. The other reason is because it's one of the very few Uber rares that I actually found on the Sega servers. Right, so we've got some Morphos here. Now, there is a lot of them here, so if I just try and take care of this here. So I'm keeping the Morphos off my camera, and you may notice they're not shooting. So I can stand here, and they will shoot me. I can then attack them. If I get it on my camera, it'll attack. But what it means is you can use a gun. You can see I'm targeting the Morphos there. I have now killed the Morphos and it hasn't shot me once. It's a totally cheese strap, but it works. So you can see there, that is shooting. If I then get it off the camera again. It's such a stupid bug. But it works, so use it. Yeah, Morphos are really annoying to deal with if you don't use that. It might only work in multiplayer, not single. I'm not sure. I don't know if I tried it in single player, honestly. The other thing you may or may not know about Morphos as well is that they have very, very low dark resist. So they're very susceptible to Hell or Megid. So you can't instant kill them very easily. As a Dragon Slayer, because of course it is. Never works for your solo, they just shoot or come up and poke you. Maybe it is only a multiplayer thing then. I'm not getting caught out by that again. Oh, so have we got a Monkey King bar? See, we talked about Sun Wukong earlier, and now we're just getting Monkey King bars constantly. Oh, it's second one? Oh, cool. You just did a TTF run and got it so bleh. Yeah, that is the general consensus for TTF. Anyway, do you want to know how immortal Wukong is? Isn't there something stupid like he's got about 7 different ways to be immortal or something? I was reading up on it a bit earlier. We have a fellow Black King bar enjoyer. Maybe you talk about Samurai Jack, you'll get SJS. Or Sephiroth, or... Yeah, I was reading up and it was like, you know, Wukong is immortal for 7 different reasons. It's like, alright, I see what you're doing here. In 2024 terms, he deleted his name from the Death Note in Hell. Wukong in Warframe is practically invincible too. I like how it's based on the story. Yeah, what's kind of hilarious looking at the backstory and just seeing like how busted he is. Ignore that banner at the top of the screen. You see what we did, LJP? You mentioned Samurai Jack, and now someone's found a CLJ sword. He did spawn a century of main characters. It does look that way. Oh, more Foss. See, it hit me there because you can see it's just got onto my camera. So we'll move away from him. And now it's like he doesn't exist. The gel biter, however, does not care. Oh, got another banner. Bunny has found a heart of angel harp. Oh, that's kind of cool. I do like the look of angel harp. It's a pretty cool looking gun. Not that I've ever found one. You would think I would with me having a Skyly. Skyly being one of the best IDs to get it, but no. Angel Hat is underrated, very nice. It's a cool weapon. Oh, I got a badge for my Barons. That's unfortunate with Skyly, because that would have been a Cincester. However, the drop rate is nearly 1 in 12,000, so it's not the kind of thing you expect to get. That, however, is an S-Red's arms. Does anyone need S-Red's arms? I've already got one for my Huka Seal, and I've got one for any other hunter I want to make as well. So if anyone wants it, let me know. What I'm clearly trying to do is curry favour with the game to try and convince it that I'm worthy of getting an SJS drop. What's the full new world trait, or is it a force trait that regain TP slowly? So TP regen is Newman only. So full New, full new world, but also Hugh New World gets TP regen as well. The full new world trait is you get a 30% boost to Foy, Zonde and Barter damage, and you also get Piercing Megid. I think you also get double, I might be wrong on this, but I think you get double Resta range as well, possibly. Maybe anti. Maybe. It will stack, yeah, because the native regeneration is an additional thing. However, I would say that typically TP regen and HP regen are generally not worth using. Obviously on a Newman it's there anyway, so you've got it, but it wouldn't really make any difference. It's so slow. It's just it's a nice little bonus essentially. Also, for anyone who hasn't done this quest before, there is a healing ring here. We did this quest several times and missed this every single time because when you run in here, it's not immediately obvious. It actually blends in quite well with the background. But there is a healing ring there. Any banners? Not for us, no. We've seen a Seal J-Sword banner, but not for us. Do any characters get secret buffs? So obviously all androids have HP regen. This Morphos spawn sucks, by the way, because there's one there and there's one there as well. So there's not a massive amount you can do here. Especially as there's other enemies as well. So yeah, so all androids get HP regen, all Newmans get TP regen. The only other sort of buffs is, like Buho's saying there, is different forces get different boosts to different techniques. So for example, the Phonium, like Thuban's playing, gets a 30% boost to, I believe it's to Gifoy, Gizonda Gabata and Razonda, Rafai Razonda Rabata. I dealt by really just went backwards. Oh, this BKB is so good. It's got 40 dark as well, so it just demolishes the dark enemies. Someone just found S parts, cool. Not in this game, of course. I can nearly one combo the Ilgils, which is really nice. With level 30 shifter, obviously. You can't get S-Parts on purple mines, that sucks. S-Parts is a really hard drop anywhere. It's very good. It's one of the best shields for certain androids. Generally, it's one of the best shields to use until 180 when you can get Red Ring on Blue Burst. Obviously, if you're playing on the older versions, you probably won't be able to get Red Ring. Is the game not compatible with PS5 controller? It's duplicating some keys for whatever reason. Honestly, I'm not sure myself. I don't have a PS5, so I can't test it out. If anyone else in chat, does anyone else use a PS5 controller for this? And if so, does it work okay? I know that PSO is a bit weird with certain controllers though. I know my Switch Pro controller would work fine with the game sometimes, and then other times wouldn't. Considering rolling a hunter, either Hunuel or Hucasil. So I've got both of them on Ephinea. Hucasil is... they're not particularly strong. They do have more attack power than Hunuel, but Hunuel will do more damage because Hunuel has level 20 Shifter and level 20 Zalur, which will help you out damage. However, the good thing about Hucasil is, first of all, your evade is super high, so it's hard for things to actually hit you later on. And the other thing is that you have really high accuracy for a hunter, which lets you use special attacks more effectively. With Hunuel, you kind of run them like a frontline support, so you are mainly melee, but you can also throw out heals, throw out buffs, debuffs. And Hunuel is great if there's no force in the party. I would like to get in there. We did it. These dub chicks are really irritating because they get in the way of the Epsilon. Is there a switch anywhere, or are these the ones you have to kill? I think these are the ones you have to kill. Hucasil also does have traps, which is a massive bonus. You know, freeze traps are probably the best item in the entire game. Freeze traps are broken. Yeah, that works. I think you have it narrowed down. There's still a mouse pointer in the game, which when you use the controller, which I believe is causing it. If you move it off screen, it'll work right, but then your controller is off interacting with your second window. Yeah, so even for me, there is a mouse cursor here. That's just the thing that PSO Baby has. I try and hide it out the way for the streams when I can, but yeah, it could be that it's conflicting with something else. I got Heavenly HP from TDF Minsk. Heavenly HP is actually, it's not too bad, particularly if you run like a low level force. It just helps them, you know, actually take a hit early on. Later on, obviously, you're not going to use it, but for early game, it's really not bad. Slow traps would be nice. Yeah, because I think... Do you get slow traps in battle mode? You just don't get them anywhere else? It seems kind of BS, honestly. You're considering Funuel, but you just hear it on the whole of the classes overall weak. Funuel's obviously big strength is the fact it has the highest mental strength, so it does do quite a lot of damage with offensive techniques, but the main benefit of Funuel is it's really good support. So obviously you've got the increased Rester and Anti with really high mental strength. Funuel is really, really fun, but you do notice later on that you don't have the big tech boost that you want. So it is quite important to use things like, you know, Refoy merges, Gifoy merges, things like that. Yeah, this BKB is ridiculous. Well, it was ridiculous, and then my Hunuel accuracy started again. Just say got Heavenly Arms Sky. I've got one or two Heavenly Arms. I don't use it on this character though. Basically, the mag on this character is designed so that when I hit level 200, I'll max my ATR. So it's basically what's called a min-max mag. That Barons needs to go because that's going to end up killing me very quickly. You can find S-parts from a hard mid-game and spaceship 1 in 81. That'll be a different S-part, so confusingly, just to make things more confusing, there are two different versions of S-parts. One of them is fantastic, one of them is not great. Is the S-parts from hard, is it 116? Or something like that, or 210 or something. Can't remember the exact numbering for now. But the really good one is S-parts version 201. But yeah, that's normally a drop from Guild Chicks in normal at about 1 in 10 or 11,000, so it's quite hard to get. Yeah, it doesn't matter now, the quest's done. That was the last spawn. GG on getting through that as well, because that is not a particularly nice quest. Thank God. I did a good job. It is a pretty rough quest, that, yeah. It's definitely a lot harder than A2 for some reason. You got 20k kills to do. Speaking of which, how's mine doing? Right, it's still saying remove there. Now you guys can do it in Anguish, no chance. 19527. We're getting there. I was hoping it might unseal on stream, but I don't think it's going to. I think it's going to be just shot. S-Parts version 410324598 Deluxe Edition. Could be a near item. Right, I'm going to drop my S Red's arms. If anyone wants it, please pick it up. Sky at level 200 this Wednesday. Possibly. I mean, I am slowing down. I mean, it's still ridiculously fast, but I am slowing slowly. You'll take the S-Red if no one wants it, please. I think I have another spare one, honestly. So, I mean, I'm sure I've got another one. I think it's in my share bank. Yeah, I've got another one there, Pockins, if you want it. I need to convert this bringer arm at some point as well. Yeah, 199 to 200 is ridiculous. It's like about 4.2 million, I think. How would you convert those special items at? I have a guide on my channel, actually, for how to convert it. There's basically like a long quest line you've got to go through to be able to do it. But if you look on my channel, there is a video on there of what quest you need to do to unlock them. Yeah, it's basically a certain order of quests you've got to do to unlock a specific one that you can unlock in. Yeah, yet another thing, yeah, that is not very obvious. The more you play PSO, the more you realise like how little it actually tells you. I like how I set bank to a shortcut command, but I still type it in. I will learn one day that I have set it to a shortcut. I was expecting as much, yeah, I'm sorry. Supper time AFK, no worries, Minsk. Yeah, GG everyone and getting through that. That was it's a pretty rough quest, like, especially when you're at sort of 120, 130, like you guys are. That is quite a difficult quest to get through. You know, it's a quest I have a reasonable chance of dying in there, so yeah, GG on getting through that. And we're doing our part for the points as well, because that quest needs more people running it. Please run that quest if you are on Ephinea, because it needs help. Points for doing the August thing. Yeah, so the way the event works is all of the new maximum attack event quests and the August Atrocity 1 and August Atrocity 2, you get points for completing them. So you get 1 point for any of the maximum attack quests, or you get 2 for running the August Atrocity ones because they're longer, and they go towards the server total. And basically, whichever quest has the lowest points, that is our point value, and that determines what boost we unlock for the event. So at the moment, generally, August Atrocity 1 is usually one of the lowest ones. Not that you would think that if you look at the totals, because everyone is spamming Forest. Actually, out of curiosity, how many points is Forest actually on? I want to see this. Yeah, so August Atrocity is on just over 8,000. Forest is on 62,000. Please, if you're watching, I know Forest is good. I know it has a lot of good drops in it. Please run the other quests so we actually unlock everything. Cease Forest, please. Apparently it happens every year though. And they changed it specifically this year to try and stop people from doing it, and people are just still doing it. So yeah, so there are 2 weeks more of the event, roughly. Oh, no worries, Slingshot. Yeah, I'm just about to wrap the stream up anyway. So, yeah, so just go over things again. So there's a PSO video just gone up today. PSP2 video for members on Monday. See you later, Slingshot. Then there will be a PSP2 video for everyone else on Wednesday. I will probably do another stream on Wednesday as well. And then we'll obviously new PSO video next Sunday and another stream again. Again, just a reminder, it will be very PSO heavy just while this event's on. Once that's over, we'll vary things up a bit more. So yeah, we'll end the stream there for today. As usual, if you enjoy it, if you haven't already, please consider the usual YouTube stuff. So like, comment, subscribe, join as a member, follow on Twitch. I think we are very close to the affiliate requirements now for Twitch as well. And so please feel free to follow over there if you haven't already as well. It would be a massive help. Yeah, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next stream. Yeah, feel free to join us on the Discord as well, but before I forget. Yeah, hopefully see you guys next stream anyway. And thanks for hanging out today as well. See you guys.